John Mlynczak here, Rex Richardson again. So now, you know, one of the greatest things you definitely taught me, and actually I will tell you on camera, my wife said it after last night's concert, God, Rex sounds amazing, you played last night. And she's like, that's why you sound good, man. Like that guy, he's, you know, she knows right away, because, you know, it's funny when you come from a different school into a different area, someone's you kind of sound and play different than other people. She said I almost sound that good, actually, is what she said, which is fine. I'll take it. If I can have as good as Rex Richardson, I'd love it. But it's great, man. Everything I remember, like, it's all about sound and resonance and tone. You taught me how to, like, just let the horn ring, you know. So since then, I've kind of found a few cool tech things that help visualize and teach that concept I want to kind of show you.
Yeah.
So switching to our screen here, I'm going to take the performance we did of Norma earlier. There's two things I like to show. First of all, there's in our browse menu, there's a different effects you can add. And there's one folder called Analysis that I like to go through. And so the first thing I like to do is look at this sort of spectrometer. What this is showing, I was kind of drag and drop it right on this track. It's going to show every frequency that's resonating of this sound. So you can see a fundamental note and then all these overtones ringing. And you know, I remember the exercise you always had me do is like play, bend the pitch, realize how sharp you are, listen for the overtones. That same exercise, you can see that. You can see the lack of overtones, you know, when the pitch is sharp or the horn's not ringing in the room. And it's a really good...
That's amazing.
So what we're looking at here is what you want, clearly defined.
Yeah, and when I started, because my first attack was not really what I wanted, and you can see that it's there's less information coming in on the screen as that note doesn't resonate the way you want it to.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
remarkable.
It's really, really quick. So this is what I like to use. The other one is this. It's just the tuner. You know, I mean, so many times we've talked about, you know, visual cues. I'm going to drag a tuner on here, but you know, sometimes, especially for a student, playing with a tuner is just a game of getting the green light on. Right. Are you really listening? So now we've performed, we've tried to tune, but what does that sound like after the fact? I can watch it. I mean, it's really accurate, you know?
Yeah, very interesting. And you gain insights from that too. For example, one of the notes that looked sharp was a concert C, which of course is a flat note on the horn, which tells me I was probably overcompensating for the pitch, and I can just relax and let it sit more where it goes naturally, you know. And that's a very valuable lesson you're not going to get very easily, you know, unless you have this kind of information coming at you.
You know, I'll tell you, for me, in preparing for like longer recitals, and I'll, you know, play through longer etudes, every time, you know, we do the same thing as trumpet players. We miss notes. It happens. You cack a note, and so traditionally, I would go back and just say, okay, I missed that note, and play it louder, and you can kind of have that macho trumpet moment, like, I showed that note.
Right.
And then go on. And then so, you know, for me, for such a long time, like, I've never fixed the problem. I've listened to recordings of myself here, and with the spectrograph showing the resonance and the tuner, and I'll notice that when I miss a note, generally the note after the high note or something, I'm tight, something's happening. Almost every time, 8 to 16 bars before, I can see the pitch getting sharper and sharper. I can hear the pitch getting sharper. I start to obviously see less resonance, and I see this build-up to collapse. And I realize very quickly that something in the entire etude is I'm getting tired there, or I'm thinking, or something's setting me off, or I'm not staying relaxed as I go up and whatever register. But that information helps me solve a problem that I would not solve.
Right, yeah, because the missed note is really just a symptom of a larger thing that's happening in the passage. It's very easy to miss unless you have this kind of feedback for what you're doing.
Yeah, so
really
that's
cool.
Yeah, very cool. So we're going to do one more segment here after this. We're going to now talk about jazz improvisation and how to basically transcribe and create a cool library of licks you want to transcribe, and then we can change keys and stuff like that. So join us for our next segment on transcription.